So other tip 1, get outside, get some sun in your skin. In the breaks that you do take, don't just sit in front of a computer or TV. I know it's really tempting, but you tend to be looking at a screen when you're revising a lot anyway. You need to rest your eyes, you need to engage your brain still, not just stare blankly at the television. Actually go outside and do something useful. Even if you could go and do some baking in the kitchen. I know that's not outside, but if it's cold, you could just go and sit outside and avoid anything involving screens. I know it can be really tempting to just get sucked into the world of the internet or watching YouTube videos in a break, but A, it's quite hard to stop and start revising again, and B, it doesn't really do you any good. It doesn't feel like you've had a break the same way as it does if you've been outside for a few minutes, or, you know, been baking, or even cleaning if that's your kind of thing. So do take breaks, do go outside, don't just veg, basically. Tip 2, work out the things that you struggle with per subject and memorise it before the exam. And I mean right before the exam. So I will use one of my own examples from, again, maths. Like I've said, I'm not too good at maths. I have never been able to do long division. I can't. It just doesn't stay in my brain. It just slides right out. I can do short division or whatever it's called. I could do multiplication, addition, subtraction, and all those like methods to do that. I could not remember long division. I don't know why, but I couldn't. So for my non-calculator paper, right before the exam, my mum took me in the car to my school, sat with me, showed me how to do long division, and it managed to stay in my brain for long enough for me to use it during the exam. I actually went through the questions to see which ones I would need to use long division for, and did those questions first so that I could just let it slide out of my brain. And I did, and now I have no idea how to use long division. I don't even know what long division looks like. I really do not know. So it really does help in an exam if there is something like that you find really tricky, or maybe it's something you find tricky to remember, like certain words you know you're going to need to use. Just drum them in before the exam, right before the exam, and remember them. If it's like a question-based paper, go through and do any questions related to it. If it's an essay-based paper, most papers let you take notes at the beginning to like plan, write in the little notes section before you start your exam so that you can remember it. The examiners don't really even look at that. They might wonder what it's for, but it really doesn't matter. If they do, they're not going to mark you down for it, and that's what's important. Okay, next up, I recommend writing key information and keywords on post-it notes and sticking them around your room. I did different colours for different subjects, and I did this during my GCSEs, and I really do think that it helped. My room, I wasn't in this bedroom, I was in a different one, but every single wall was covered from top to bottom in post-it notes. You couldn't see the walls. But you know what, at the end of the exam, ripping off the walls and throwing them in the bin was probably the most satisfying feeling in the world. You do have to stick blue tack on the back of them. I did not realise this at first. Why does no one tell you this? Sticky notes aren't that sticky. You have to put blue tack on the back to stick into the walls. They do not stay there, they just fall off, and that's really annoying. So yeah, use blue tack. Put them up with some key information. So if you're doing history, maybe write down key dates, key people that you need to remember, key historians. I don't know if you have to talk about historians, but if you do, write that down. If you're doing English, write down key quotes, key people, key concepts, and you know, stick them up. You can use bright colours, you can do whatever you want, and then you can look at them for your exam. And I'm quite a visual person, and I could remember roughly where what was, and when I was trying to remember something I would close my eyes and I would picture in my head what post-it note went where, and I could kind of see the information enough to get it down on paper. And I just think that post-it notes are brilliant for that, because again it just breaks it down into really small bits that you can remember. And a lot of the time with exams you just need to remember a lot of information but very small bits rather than long passages, even though textbooks present it like long passages just to make it difficult for us. Because a lot of the time you can get away with rambling as long as you put in the key things that you need to. Number 4, get plenty of sleep. I know when you're revising and you're stressed it can be so tempting to stay up all night to get more done, but if you can avoid it then don't do it. Go to sleep at a reasonable time. finish revising a couple of hours before you go to bed so it's not racing around your head as much, and just get plenty of sleep. You get up a bit earlier if you have to, just go to bed early because you will get tired, and when you're tired you don't remember things as well, and a lot of the time when you do stay up to learn more it ends up falling out of your head anyway and you have to do it all over again the next morning, so it's really not worth it. In addition to that, I'd say eat well, and it can be tempting to eat loads of junk because you're just trying to grab things quickly, but try and eat proper meals and fruit and vegetables because again it will help your brain function, and that's what you need during exams. I know this all seems really dull, but it really does help, and as soon as exam's over you can eat as much rubbish as you like and stay up until whatever hour you like, but before that just try and sleep and be healthy. Number 5, slightly more fun. Arrange an activity once or twice a week that's really, really fun. So arrange to go out with your friends or do something that you enjoy, just have something to look forward to. You should be taking breaks every day as it is, but a lot of the time you can't justify it being longer than like an hour. Next tip is for essay subjects, make sure you have essay technique down. This is really, really important because essay technique will really, really speed up the process of the exam. If you have an hour and a half for an exam and you don't really even know how to structure an essay, it's going to take you a lot longer than if you know the kind of things you have to put in when and then you just need to think of the information. It'll be a lot quicker. So if you don't already know, ask your teacher. That is the only thing I can really recommend. Again, the student room might have some tips on structuring essays, but your best bet is to ask your teacher. They know the best way to structure an essay for your individual subject and the best way to do it quickly. So if you don't know essay technique, maybe you've been taught it but you didn't really pay attention, look over your notes. It really, really is important, and if you don't know it now, learn it as soon as you can. It'll be a bit different for each of your subjects. For subjects you have to debate, then it'll usually be like argument for, counter argument, argument for, counter argument, or all the arguments for, all the arguments against. If it's a factual essay, then it's not so much about structure, but you have to still, you know, lay it out in a way that is coherent and not just random. Next, again for essay subjects, I've sort of gone over this already, it's hard to learn all the information that you need to, so just try and learn all the really important bits. A lot of the time you can incorporate whatever you have learned into an exam. For example, for English literature, you can't learn every single quote in a book, it's impossible. So pick maybe 10 at the most very key quotes. You'll have usually been told what the key quotes are in class, if not in textbooks and in, I can't remember what they're called, but you get books which are annotated for exam use and you can buy them on Amazon and online and probably in shops as well, on resources websites. But yeah, just get key information down. If you can get key information down, it will be a lot smoother. And you can't learn everything, it's impossible. Just, you can usually find a way, if you're good at rambling, to incorporate what you need, or what you know, into an exam. Like in like psychology and sociology, you need to know certain names and their studies. You can usually use a name of a study that's not really related and still somehow incorporate into the question. It's just one of those things that you're taught how to do usually, and it's really important because you can't learn everything. Okay, final tip, for knowledge-based subjects, I don't have as much knowledge about knowledge-based subjects. By knowledge-based I mean like science, maths, things with specific formulae and specific things that you need to know that you cannot, if you don't know it, you can't answer the question, that kind of thing. Use rhymes and songs and things like that. If you're lucky, you'll have a teacher that's taught them to you. If not, again, you can usually find them online on the student rooms, or you can make up your own if it's something that you need to remember and you might not. Make up your own. Why not, right? So I think that's about it for now. I've not really gone into so much how to revise because you already know how to revise. You all have your own ways of revising. I've just gone into tips which might be helpful for whilst you're revising. So I hope that it's helped even one person in some way, Let me know down below if it has. If you have exams coming up, then good luck. I hope you do so well, and don't worry about them. I hope you have a great day. Bye.